storylines across the league and so many teams to talk about. One team we didn't really talk a lot about on Monday.
Who?
The San Francisco 49ers. They're rolling. They're on a 4-game winning streak, and it's not because of necessarily McCaffrey or Garoppolo. It's the defense that has been incredible. This is in the second half of the last 4 games. 0 points allowed, only less than 100 yards per game, and their most recent performance was a shutout against the Saints. It's the first time the Saints have been shut out since Week 17 against who? Oddly enough, the 49ers in 2001. 2001 Niners. It's 21 years since the Saints win a game without putting a point on the board. Here's the game.
Garcia.
That's our guy, Jeff Garcia. On the Saints side, it was Aaron Brooks and Ricky Williams, and they failed to score against Steve Mariucci. Yeah, what's up, Mooch? Steve Mariucci's 49ers. But enough about the past. Let's talk about the current here. Who we got there? That was a deep, incomplete pass to Ty Streets.
Not bad. I'll take it.
That's why we're here, NFL Network. Here's my statement. DeMeco Ryans' defense, the 49ers D. In all of football, you've got offense, defense, and special teams. The scariest unit in the sport right now are the 49ers defense. Jason, you in or you out?
I am in on this one. Yes, I am in. And it's not all about stats. I know yesterday the #1 scoring defense in the NFL, the first in yards allowed in the NFL. But when you talk about being scary, it's on each level of the defense. Nick Bosa up front, the pressure getting after quarterbacks. Fred Warner on the second level, hitting people, running the defense. And then our guy, Talanoa Hufanga in the back end, causing fumbles, pick sixes, making plays. We see Dre Greenlaw right there going to hit somebody. This defense is scary because they're up at the top when it comes to stats, but they have scary players on defense, guys who can make plays week in and week out. I'm all in on the 49ers defense, getting it done each and every week.
Reason to do the segment is just to say Talanoa Hufanga. We like to say that guy's name, and we like to watch him play. For me, this comes down to, would you want to be down 4 points and have to go the whole field to beat the 49ers? Or would you rather be up 4 points and have to face the Kansas City Chiefs? And I'm going to go out on the Niners. And look, I'm scary in terms of, like, they're going to beat me up and they're going to be my nightmares and they're going to make me fumble. The Niners. Scariest in terms of, like, our season's going to over and I'm going to get fired or cut. I still think it's the Kansas City Chiefs. I still think Patrick Mahomes is the bad dude. I've seen him do it 1,000 times, 13 seconds, you name it. I think it's the Chiefs offense and Patrick Mahomes is the scariest on the field.
I'm going to go with the 49ers defense, too.
Okay.
They play the Dolphins this week, and Mike McDaniel had this fantastic story because he was the offensive coordinator for the 49ers. He's been watching this young man, Nick Bosa, firsthand the last couple of years. He goes, he's the best pass rusher in the NFL. If that guy has a pulse, you have to be concerned about it. He's hit a quarterback 30 times so far this season, which leads the NFL. He's got 11.5 sacks. Feels like he's everywhere. His name doesn't roll off the tongue the same way Talanoa Hufanga's does. Nick Bosa, but man, he rolls off an offensive line like it's not even a problem. Here's the favorite part of my Mike McDaniel story, though, or the story he shared yesterday in the media. It says, Nick Bosa, you see him walking around the facility, and, you know, he's in the strength room. He looks awesome, and I got to come back on camera in order to show you this example. But so Mike McDaniel goes, he's in the facility and he just does pass rush moves like on inanimate objects in the facility, like the soap dispenser. So like I'm seeing this vert monitor here, and like if I'm Nick Bosa, I'm like, whoa, like
you swim the vert monitor.
I just swam the vert monitor. That's what you have to deal with if you're Nick.
You would have got blocked.
Yeah.
I'm not.
I thought it was pretty good. Is that a swim move?
How was a swim move? Is there any other move?
There's a few.
Peter's been here
and
6 years.
You got the main one, though.
I got the main one, yeah.
Wow. Classically trained.
That's a classically trained.
He does that move around the facility. He does. That's amazing.
I have a friend who everywhere, it's really obnoxious. Everywhere we go, he just like is doing his golf swing.
Oh.
Is that Bosa with like the swim?
Does your friend lead the league?
Kind of like when you would go to Foot Locker as a kid.
Guys that shoot the basketball.
Run around a little bit, you know, and you're like backing down the court.
I hate golf guys.
Golf guys the worst.
Golf guys annoying.
All right.
Chiefs offense. Jets defense has been really good. I'm not saying the most dominant, but there is a common thread here with like Robert Saleh. But Jets offense has been hideous all season until last week, and they were winning football games in the Jets defense. So to me, the most dominant unit and the scariest unit, of course, is the Niners. But if anyone has gone up against the Jets defense, the thing afterwards is like they're so physical, they're so good. They don't have the wins, they don't have the numbers and the explosive plays.
Maybe the Bills.
The Jets defense this week, big game, obviously. We'll see what happens. All right. Number 2, football, as we know, is a physical game. You're going to go up against a Bosa. You're going to go up against a Quinnen Williams, a Hufanga. But sometimes it's a little friendly fire, and it's the guys on your own sideline who can cause the most pain. Oh. This was early in yesterday's Rams game, or Monday's. Gosh.
Oh. Ow.
Rams tight end Roger Carter Jr. runs into Sean McVay while running onto the field. It's a big hit. McVay clearly a little shaken up. There's Reggie Scott, the trainer, checking in on him, and he's like, yeah, I got a game to coach. Stop. Shot to the jaw. Yeah. Here's the statement. It's been a rough season for McVay. We know that. We've seen him sipping on rosé. We've seen him shirtless. We've seen him do all sorts of things, and we've been calling him a pretty boy for 6 years. His toughness can now never be questioned. Are we in or are we out, Jason McCourty?
100%. I mean, did you see that hit? You talk about friendly fire. I played with Bernard Pollard. I took my fair share of shots from that guy. But the topic here is Roger Carter Jr. This poor rookie, he just got elevated for the game. First time on the 53-man roster. Yeah, B, I don't know what that was. But first time on the 53-man roster. And I've been on the sideline. You're never in a rush to get on the sideline, on the field that bad. That comes from you're hanging out, looking up in the stands, just... And the next thing you know, it's like punting. Roger, you're supposed to be out there. Full-on sprint. McVay, as tough as they come. That shot on the jaw, my goodness. Seriously. No helmet, nothing.
You know, well, it's the L.A. Rams. You know, in L.A. they give those restaurant grades, and in the front they have an A. And if there's ever a big B looking at you, don't go in that place. Don't do it. I know. No, my take on this is that I think that McVay sneaky likes.
Yeah, go on. Let me hear this. He needed this.
Yeah, man, I just took a shot there with one of the guys. Made me feel like I'm back in pads, man. Like, he kind of liked it. I'm not saying he wouldn't, if he could go back, he would get hit again. The funniest thing about Roger Carter, he never even turns around for 1 second. He said afterwards, I had no idea I ran into McVay.
Let's see it again.
I don't know if we can do that. But here we go. Boom! And McVay's like, yeah, lets me know I'm still alive. Just rub some dirt in the old jawbone. I feel like I'm back in Ohio playing pigskin. There's another moment that reminds me of McVay. This was years ago. Remember when Aaron Donald got pushed out of bounds and this big skirmish started with the Seahawks, and McVay ran a beeline to get involved? Let's roll it. Show it.
Donald runs out of bounds at the 20-yard line as a flag soars. Donald gets to his feet and gives it back.
Again, Aaron Donald, he's 3 yards out of bounds and gets hit in the back. That's going to make anybody riled up and mad.
Get out! 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 You're good. You're good. Don't do anything right now. Go back inside. You're good. Go back inside.
The guy likes a little taste of the game. He likes to, and I think he has a little more respect. I think a soft spot for Roger Carter. I actually think he likes him because it let him know, let everybody know I can still take a shot. I mean, he got hit harder than that Amazon direct deposit would have hit. And can you imagine that? And that would have hit really hard, Sean. But even that hit.
We've got Herbie, dude.
Yeah, Herbie's great. Love Herbie. Love Herbie. That Amazon hits.
I like a good, well-rounded toughness. Like that, to me, like taking a shot to the jaw with the helmet, great. Trying to break up a fight with your star player, awesome. Yeah. But there were some inside sources this summer that showed us exactly how well-rounded Sean McVay's toughness really is.
Right. There you go.
I just was so honored to be there, and I'll tell you, that video right there was Sean McVay singing California Love, start to finish, knowing every single word, and there was about 200 people on the dance floor going bananas, and the band was amazing too.
That is fantastic. Anybody that can sing California Love.
Was that Sean McVay's wedding?
Peter was at Sean McVay's wedding. It was great. I wasn't even on the show when I was enraptured with that story.
I didn't know you were at McVay's wedding.
Haven't gotten a lot of mileage out of that, have I?
Did you know I talk to Josh Allen every Tuesday on Kyle Brandt's Basement? You know Jason played in the league. You know Jamie's from Minnesota. It's incredible. We should talk about all that stuff more.
I think that's the definition of his toughness.
It really was tough. What do you think about that? It was a great pull.
I'll tell you what, that's a great pull. I'd say being able to get through this season, that's far tougher than that hit.
You think?
Yeah. And it's funny. I saw DA, what's his name? Damon
Mandalora.
He had a whole take. Like, if he was coaching in Philadelphia or like he was coaching in Cleveland, like
love it.
maybe there'd be a couple critics on Sean McVay. Like, you still got Aaron Donald, you still got Jalen Ramsey, and I'm like, is LA a soft market? There's a lot of takes to take here. But I do know McVay is tough.
Yeah. It's the worst season ever from a Super Bowl champion.
Ever. Any
in NFL history, from any sport, even. Wow. But he took that shot.
Scott Pioli has an article up on NFL.com about that.
Like
how
really?
historically bad it is for the Rams. I know, right?
You know, it's almost like he's untouchable, like Elliot Ness. It's an incredible thing, right?
Like
welcome, everybody, to the Wild Wild West. Coming up, though, the scepter last week, the Angry Run scepter, it went to a 153-pound Dallas Cowboy. It really did happen. Did they get it? The Cowboys have never won a scepter. Did they send evidence? Guys, we've never had a Washington Commander win the scepter. We have one nominated this week. Jamie, on